the first question. So Ruth alluded a little bit to this, like you have to have that balance of, parent and teaching. So you have to strike a balance. How do you, in this process, as your students are going through school, as they reach certain milestones, they start junior high, they start high school, they leave high school, and they go on to college, they are gradually gaining their independence. and and I think about I think about all of your students who I work with, and I'm thinking about them as being independent adults, and it's interesting. So how do you help your student? Like how do you guide them, but then step back at the same time? Like how do you balance that, you know, um, you know, kind of holding on, but then letting go? How do you balance that in any phase of this process?
Thank you. Yes, we would. Part of want to see with our twins in working with Miss Jennifer, it's a two-party system. Miss Jennifer and the family building and working on the confidence of the child, and I could see that. And oh my gosh, uh, looking at Bria and then Andrew and Olivia, if we guide and help build preparation, and I see Miss Jennifer doing that right there. We encounter a problem, okay, let's write that down and let's see where we are and where is that problem. Then let's get with Miss Jennifer and see. And of course, you get the answer, you work toward a particular assignment, but you also come back with this one question: what did you learn today? There, you spike a conversation, and that conversation grows as confidence grows. And we can see a stark difference from point A to point B, C, and beyond. But confidence in reading, what you learned, what you spoke about, what you studied, the mathematics, confidence comes in the increased skill. Oh, I can do that. I can do this. Show me. Not, don't talk to me about it. Show me. And that confidence will carry them through, middle school, high school, and into college, where that independence pops up more so in college than in high school. And it varies, but that independence, and you find out it's not total independence, but it's growing. And especially when they can come back and say, look, I need assistance in this area. Fine, no problem. Let's talk about it. Let's see where we are, what we've done to get there, and what we can do to get beyond that particular problem. Preparation and confidence. You will see it as you go through the different stages, educational stages, and classwork. Did I miss anything, Jennifer?
All right, thank you, Andrew. So what
Yes.
you're saying is, really having a conversation with them to gauge what they learned, to have an understanding that they are gaining understanding, and then watching, and as they explain to you, and as they show you, and as they demonstrate their learning, they're becoming more confident, and that's helping them to grow into their independence.
Yes, definitely.
All right. All right. I would tell you that of all of the Bolden children, I worked with Andrew the second, the longest. And, I remember seeing Andrew started with like when he was in the 7th or 8th grade, and we worked off and on until he was a senior. And to see the growth of like when we first started writing together, there was him just trying to just get it done. Let me just get it done. Um, but when he got to be a senior and he was writing his essay and he would submit these essays to me, and he would say, Miss Jennifer, this essay is bad. I'm going to write a better one. And when he wrote that essay, that final essay he wrote, it was outstanding. And I do not write essays for my children, my students. I do not take tests for students because I am not going to jail, real or college jail, whatever. I'm not going to jail for anybody. I love your children, but I'm not going to jail for them. So, but yeah, but it is, you do see the growth in the kiddos over time. All right, so Martina, tell me how you have a college freshman. How do you help her navigate like you have this how do you say, okay, well, I'm gonna let you have this independence. I'm gonna let you go, but I'm holding on. How do you balance that?
With Haley, I started out kind of early, like started giving her little things to do as far as helping her gain her independence back in junior high, like doing different tasks as far as homework and like her chores. And then as she grew and developed in high school, she had pretty much the same responsibility, but then with COVID, everything changed and she began to kind of go into like a shell. So to bring her out of that shell, I would work with her, and then I had Miss Jennifer help her with her interviewing skills because I felt as though like her interviewing skills for college admissions was kind of stunned, and she would just say stuff off the top of her head versus thinking about the questions or coming up with some stuff. In addition to going to college, I pretty much give her like simple tasks and help her maneuver through it. So I give her a task and follow up with her and be like, Haley, how's this going? And kind of follow up with different things she's working on as far as schoolwork, homework. One of the biggest challenges I had, even though I live in Manville and she's like 30 minutes away in Clear Lake, is getting her to drive to school without us following her to school. So one day we pretty much said, no, you got it. You can drive to school. And so from there, breaking that barrier with her, she started taking on more independency with doing different things. Every now and then I still have to help her or follow up or give her feedback on how she should approach certain things. But not more so doing everything for her, like calling people, doing different things for her. I try to get her to do more of the things herself and just start early with simple tasks, giving them simple tasks, whether it's with homework, um, doing laundry. Unfortunately, we're back on the laundry part because I've started doing laundry. So just continue and reinforce and help them through their challenges because COVID was very challenging for Haley. Um, she had she wasn't in school for 2 years, and so virtually she was attending school, though she wasn't being social with her peers. So now that she's in college, she's a little social, but we're trying to get her out her shell a little more and help her additionally with her independence.
Very good. Yeah, and especially I remember, and you could see how she was starting to like when she would speak, I would be like, oh my gosh, like this is like words coming straight out. Your mother's words are coming straight out of your mouth. But I didn't tell her that because they need to think that the ideas are theirs. Um, but yeah, absolutely, especially as it pertained to choices that other people were making. She would say, "Oh no, well, I'm going to do this because of da 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 da," and I was like, "That's your mother," but I didn't tell her because I didn't. I know how it is when you're that age and you're like, "Oh, that's your mom speaking," and then you want to do something else. I'm like, "No, that's good, and that's a great idea, Haley." All right. Thank you, Martina. Ruth, how do you help your students to, how do you help your children to become independent How do you hold on, but then let go? How have you been doing that over these years?
It's a growing process. I'm still holding on to some aspect, and I'm gonna try and hold on as long as possible, even though my husband keeps telling me, Ruth, let them go, let them go. They have to learn and everything. So for independence, they have to do, I mean, they have their chores to do, their designated chores, and also they know when they come in, they have to do their homework. So they have their system they have also put in place. I've allowed them, given them that leeway. And, for example, whenever they have any problems at school, whereas maybe a course they may have been missing an assignment or need to talk to their counselor, I've encouraged them to some extent, but just being on the sideline, watching where they will be the ones to send the emails to the counselor, advocating for themselves. I try to teach them the importance of advocating for themselves, because I remind them, mommy may not be here mommy's not going to be here all the time. And these are skills not only for this aspects of their life, but just something that they will assist them later on in life, in the sense of knowing how to speak and knowing when to say, I need to speak up for myself. So Rihanna has been doing that, Ryden has been doing that, and they've both been doing it with fidelity. And so just being on the sideline and just being there to encourage them, push them along, like a little train that you say can't go, you just push it along until it just starts flying by itself. So that's it.
So you're saying just help them. Your husband is telling you that you got to let go, but you starting early, giving them little tasks, just as Martina said, is helping you, and you see them, you see them growing. We had last summer, at the end of last summer, for game night, we had an auction, and I auctioned free tutoring. And I was like, I really was thinking that parents would bid for the free tutoring because that would be in their minds, but Ruth's children were bidding for free tutoring. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're trying to win free tutoring, as opposed to they want to spend it on the free tutoring as opposed to the Amazon gift card. And Rod, and it is the duty of younger siblings to, if for those of you who have younger siblings, or for those of you who you are the youngest sibling, it is the duty of you. And I have a younger sister, even though we're twins, it's still like I'm older than her, and I am actually older than her, and she's younger than me. It is the job of the younger sibling to keep you grounded, and to what's the term, to bust your chops. And that is my sister's job. And that's what Ryden was doing to Rihanna, because Rihanna was bidding and it looked like she was winning, and Ryden was messing with her. And so it is interesting to see them take that initiative to bid for free tutoring. And even though it was like really, really silly and really, really funny. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ruth.